today, the Muslim community has delivered in reaching a new level of low. At an Islamic center in Minnesota, the Ummah has released a heartfelt letter to Judge Michael Burns, praising one of their own, a man by the name of Khalil Ibrahim Deary. Sometimes I am pretty scathing in calling out the dregs of society on here, but Mr. Deary deserves everything he gets because Mr. Deary has committed an act so disgusting that his fellow inmates will most likely, if they haven't already, will treat him real nice for it for the next 12 years he's going to spend behind bars, if you know what I mean. Mr. Deary is rotting in jail because in the summer of 2024, he essayed a 12-year-old girl. What did the Muslim community say about him? What's in that letter? What do they want for him? Let's get into it. This is a hard story to talk about, guys, and what I'm finding interesting is the dichotomy between who Mr. Ibrahim Deary is and the heinous crime he committed, and the positive way his Muslim community portrayed him in order to spare him jail time. It's disgusting, honestly, and I'm gonna show you guys the letter he wrote in a bit. Just to give you guys some background, he kidnapped a 12-year-old girl in June of 2024. First, he talked to the girl from an alley behind her house, asking if her mom was home. When the girl said no, he left and returned 10 minutes later. In my mind, this means he had time in that moment to decide what he was going to do. He had 10 minutes to decide whether or not he wanted to do this heinous crime. Instead of returning 10 minutes later, the right thing to do would have been leave the girl alone. But he decided against that and harm this child in a way that will leave her traumatized for life. The Al Ihsan Islamic Center in Minnesota wrote what has been described as a gushing letter praising Deary and asking the judge to look at his character before sentencing him. This letter is dated for July 11th, 2025, and it says this: Community support letter for Mr. Deary. Dear Judge Michael Burns, we, the undersigned members of the Somali community, write this letter to express our strong and heartfelt support for Khalil Deary, a member of our community. Many of us first met Deary through our shared journey as Somali refugees, arriving in this country with little more than hope and the determination to rebuild our lives. Like so many of us, Mr. Deary has faced the challenge of starting over in a new culture, learning English, adjusting to a fast-paced system, and raising children in an environment far different than the one we grew up in. Before this situation, Deary was known as a devoted family man and an outgoing person who would talk to anyone he came across in the community. I hope they don't mean children. Whether taking his children to school or a masjid, we witnessed his love for his family and kids. Many of us also know how close he is to his grandmother. She is his support line. Many of us have been to his home, worked with him, or met him in different community activities. Each time, Deary was a kind and outgoing human being. He has also been an active volunteer in our mosque, Al Ihsan Islamic Center, where he helps during Friday prayers, Ramadan, and community events. You'll often find him helping elders find rides home or staying after to help clean up. His service has never been about recognition. Well, he's recognized now, but a quiet commitment to supporting the spaces that hold our community together. Despite the financial pressures of life in the US, Mr. Deary has also managed to support needy family members back in Somalia. Well, he's not anymore. Whether it is helping with medical expenses or food in times of drought, his sense of responsibility has extended far beyond his needs. I have something to say to the Al Ihsan Islamic Center. There are plenty of immigrants who face the same challenges and have the same kindness you're describing here. However, the difference is they don't go around snatching up children and committing unthinkable acts. I am seriously questioning the safety of Al Ihsan Islamic Center, to be really honest. Masjids are loaded with children. So many Muslims have 3+ children. So for a person like Mr. Deary, this is the perfect place to carry out sick things. If the community is unable to hold their own accountable and praises them for harming a child outside of their community, What's to say they won't hide people inside of their community who are doing these things? There is nothing stopping them from turning a blind eye against their own children of the Ummah, given they have no problem trying to help a convicted rapist evade jail time because he's cleaned the masjid a few times and offered rides to the elderly. Deary has proven himself to be a danger to society, a danger to people in the community they are praising him for helping. Deary deserves everything he gets and more, and I am so saddened to hear that Al Ihsan Islamic Center cares so little about the victim that they are willing to write letters to the judge to help a rapist stay inside of their community. A person like this should never, ever, ever be allowed to exist amongst vulnerable populations. And I hope his time in jail is torture for him. One other thing about this letter that I noticed, guys, do you see what I see? Is there any accountability for what he did? All they did was praise him. They said he's this wonderful person, but that's not why he's in jail. That's not why he's being sentenced to 12 years in jail. He's not being sentenced because he's some wonderful person or this is a matter of having the wrong offender here and he's actually innocent. No, this guy is guilty and he's going to jail because he harmed a child. There is no sympathy for the victim. There's no mention of the victim. There's no accountability for Deary whatsoever. And thank God the judge threw the book at him. Quick pause, guys. If you like this type of content that I am bringing into existence, don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. I love to cover social issues, women's issues, and the moral failings of the Muslim community in cases like this. Join us on Patreon too. It's because of our amazing viewers and community that I can do this. Now back to the video. We have seen this situation before too. This is not the first time the Muslim community has swooped in to save the worst of the worst among them and made the good, innocent people pay the price. When Imam Nick was in hot water for standing up against child abuse at an Irving masjid, instead of being hailed a hero, the community shunned him. If you want to know more about Imam Nick, we have a story about that for you, linked below. When Wissam Sharif was arrested for making child porn, Muslims were actually saying to not talk badly about him until the evidence comes out. This is crazy to me because what kind of evidence do you need to be convinced that your beloved imam is a predator? The FBI got involved. They extracted forensic evidence from his electronic devices. Wissam Sharif's own wife contacted law enforcement because of what she found on her husband's phone. We have also covered Wissam Sharif here in this video, linked below. The level of coddling Muslims will do for Muslim predators comes at a great cost. Victims are silenced, perpetrators are protected, and the cycle continues forever. Why is that? Muslims often cite backbiting as the reason they are scared to speak out. Even when Aisha Rosalie made a video about Wissam Sharif, she said she hesitated because she didn't want to gossip.
Okay, bismillah. This is going to be completely unedited. I'm just going to upload it as it is, as a statement. I was tentative about making this video because I didn't want to participate in any kind of slander or gossip.
Imagine as a human being, that's what you're concerned about when children are being harmed. That speaking about this scum scares you because Allah might not like it. You know what? If Allah truly cares about justice, Muslims wouldn't have to cower at the thought of speaking out against a PDF file. If Allah was a God with justice in mind, Muslims wouldn't be writing gushing letters asking a judge to go soft on a predator because he cleans the masjid and has good adab, aka manners. Muslims are huge on the manners argument, and they often use this to boast about how wonderful Islam is compared to other religions. But in the secular world, we don't want scum like this roaming the streets. We want our children and communities protected. And the Al Ihsan Islamic Center should be absolutely ashamed to stand up for this guy. The Al Ihsan Islamic community showed us its true colors when they sought to protect a predator, and we are here to tell you all about it. And bringing publicity to this should embarrass them. That was a lot today, guys, but as you and I both know, we need to talk about these tough topics and spread awareness. Manners and good deeds do not negate being a predator. Thankfully, the judge did not take this letter into consideration and threw the book hard at Deary, as he should. This is an example of the community defending the wrong man, sticking their neck out for a vile person, rather than defending honorable men like Imam Nick. What is happening here is absolutely nuts, and it needs to be called out by Muslims. Shame on Al Ihsan Islamic Center. They should change the name to Al Ihsan Center of Criminals and Rapists. if this is a type of people they defend. If you like this kind of content and want to hear more of my takes on current events in the Muslim world, click the like button and hit subscribe. If you want to do even more, join us on Patreon and become part of the movement. This is Mrs. Friendly Ex-Muslim signing out.